He was supposed to be the symbol of hope. But hope turned to fear when Superman made the first strike. The Avengers watched in silence. Iron Man didn't. He warned them weeks ago, if he chooses power over people, we stop him. But no one believed that day would come. Until Metropolis fell under his control. Until Bruce Banner was detained without trial. Until Superman said these 5 words, "Earth needs one ruler now." It started quietly. No explosions. No declarations. Just a look, a long, hollow stare from Superman as he hovered above a decimated city in Eastern Europe. He didn't say a word. But when he flew away, the world had already changed. The news played soft piano under footage of a refugee camp being relocated, not by governments, but by Kryptonian drones. Stark paused the broadcast mid-frame. He had seen enough. "These aren't peacekeepers," he said, slamming his whiskey glass down. "They're enforcers." Nobody listened. Not yet. At Avengers Tower, the debates had already begun. Cap believed in diplomacy. Thor believed in strength. Natasha had vanished off the radar. Banner was running tests on Kryptonian tech, and Iron Man was building. Superman didn't threaten the world. He corrected it. At least, that's how the people saw it. Crime plummeted. Borders dissolved. Nuclear disarmament happened within days. After a few uncooperative generals were dropped off in orbit as a warning, the people cheered. The world felt clean. Too clean. And Stark saw it for what it was, control. "He's doing it for us," Cap insisted. "After the multiverse cracked open last year, you saw what came through. He's preventing that." "No," Tony shot back. "He's preparing us, not protecting. This isn't peace, it's pre-war conditioning." What finally split them wasn't a battle. It was a signature. Superman proposed the Unity Act. One global government, overseen by an impartial council advised by him. No presidents. No prime ministers. No elections. Just order. Cap walked out of the meeting. Stark stayed behind. He watched as Superman shook hands with world leaders. The same leaders who once hunted mutants, who once feared aliens. Now they bowed. It wasn't fear. It was worship. That night, Jarvis detected 3 Kryptonian satellites entering Earth's upper atmosphere. "Observation only," Superman said in his press briefing. But Stark decrypted their programming. They weren't watching. They were ready to neutralize threats in under 2.8 seconds. Flash included. Tony didn't sleep that night. He activated Project Red Sun. Meanwhile, Bruce had grown distant. He stopped speaking in meetings. He stared too long at files, then erased them before anyone else could see. When Tony visited his lab, it was empty. And so was the Gamma Core. Superman had taken him. The official statement said Bruce had voluntarily entered containment for planetary safety reasons. But the footage told a different story. Hulk mid-transformation, eyes wild, a force field locking around him, and Superman whispering, "This is for your own good." Tony threw the monitor across the room. "Where's the outrage?" he asked Steve. "He's stopping threats before they happen," Cap said. Bruce agreed. "Under pressure. Under surveillance. You think Hal didn't put the fear of God into him first?" Cap turned his back. That said everything. So Tony sent the call out, not to the Avengers, but to the ones who didn't sit at the table anymore. Wolverine, Doctor Strange, Zatanna, Black Panther, even Moon Knight. "I'm not building a resistance," he said. "I'm building insurance." In Wakanda, T'Challa showed him the scans. Kryptonian tech was adapting, learning. Stark's own designs had been mirrored and evolved into Superman sentries. "He's reverse engineering your mind," T'Challa warned. "I know," Stark replied. "That's why I stopped thinking like myself." Underground, beneath an abandoned SHIELD outpost, Tony activated an AI he once swore he'd never touch again. Something darker than Ultron. Something he called the Mirror. It simulated Superman's next 1,000 moves based on his moral decay. The simulation failed. Superman outmaneuvered every possible scenario, except one. Tony would have to make him choose, Earth or his ideals. But the countdown had already started. In Paris, 2 mutants were arrested by Kryptonian enforcers for latent instability. They hadn't done anything. They might have. That was enough. The footage leaked. Mutants chained, choked, branded as potential threats. Tony went live that night. He didn't ask for permission. "This isn't peace," he said. "This is obedience. And Superman doesn't get to decide who's dangerous just because he can break us in half." The world split overnight. Some called Iron Man a traitor. Others called him the last free man. In the Fortress of Solitude, Superman watched the transmission silently. Lois asked, "Are you going to respond?" "I don't need to," he said. "They'll choose safety." But he wasn't smiling. In space, the third satellite blinked red. A sign. Iron Man had made his move. Stark hacked into the orbiting sentries, just long enough to expose the truth. They were equipped with non-lethal mind-scrambling emitters, built to pacify any being on Earth, including Diana, including Thor, including Wanda, if she ever came back. And then came the moment that shattered everything. A young hero, Nova, tried to disable one of Superman's drones over Singapore. He was 15, unarmed. Superman caught him midair and dropped him. Alive, paralyzed, spine shattered. When asked why, Superman simply said, he interfered with planetary stability. That was the moment. Even Cap stopped defending him. The UN demanded an inquiry. Superman responded by flying into the chamber, laying down a glowing disc and saying, "This is Earth's new constitution. You can vote, but the outcome is the same." The vote never happened. Tony knew there was no going back. He suited up. He didn't wear the red and gold. He wore black, coated in synthetic red sun alloy, built not to kill, but to hold the line. As he rose from the launch bay, he muttered under his breath, "Let's find out if gods bleed." Superman didn't flinch when the world turned its eyes on him. He didn't need to explain himself. He just hovered above countries, above systems, above everyone who ever told him no, and for a while people accepted it. Some even loved him for it. But Iron Man? He had already moved past trying to convince anyone. Stark activated Protocol Omega. It wasn't a weapon, not yet. It was a tracker, across 5 continents. His micro-drones latched onto every Kryptonian satellite in orbit. Cloaked, silent, watching, waiting. Superman noticed instantly. He didn't need to look. He just appeared. In front of Tony. Inside his secure lab. No sound. No warning. "You're escalating," Superman said. Tony didn't look up from his console. "You broke a kid's spine." He was interfering with planetary security. He was trying to disable your drone. That drone was protecting 7 million people. Tony stood. From what? Superman's silence said everything. "You can't see it, can you?" Tony asked. "You think you're helping. You think you're saving us. But you're just enforcing your grief." Superman's jaw tensed. "You saw worlds collapse. You saw gods fail. And now you think this world needs a leash." "I think this world needs to survive," Superman said, "even if it hates me for it." And just like that, he vanished. Seconds later, the power grid in New York City went dark. Not just lights, everything. Water, air systems, defense networks. EMP bursts triggered by Superman's orbiting satellites. Jarvis tried to reboot, but the systems were locked out. Tony's heart sank. That wasn't a warning. That was a flex. And then came the message. Broadcast on every screen, every phone, every satellite channel. Superman, center frame, calm as steel. There is no war. There is no rebellion. There is only peace. Those who stand against it will stand alone. In Wakanda, T'Challa doubled the perimeter defenses. In Latveria, even Dr. Doom activated shields. In Atlantis, Aquaman cut diplomatic ties. And in Gotham, Batman turned off every tracker and went completely dark. No one trusted anyone anymore. The Justice League was silent. The Avengers were fractured. And Iron Man? He sent a message, not to the world, just to one person, Wonder Woman. "You're the last person he listens to. Make him stop. Or, next time, I won't hold back." No reply. Instead, 5 minutes later, a Kryptonian drone hovered outside Avengers Tower with a single voice command. "Surrender, Iron Man." This is your only warning. Tony didn't surrender. He launched. Straight into the sky, past the drone, up through cloud cover, and into the black. He didn't go alone. Falcon, War Machine, Zatanna, Logan. The mission: breach the orbital network, extract data, expose the truth. But Superman was already there. Not flying, waiting. Arms folded, eyes glowing. He didn't speak. He didn't hesitate. He ripped through War Machine's boosters like they were paper. Zatanna cast a reversal spell. It fizzled against his heat vision. Falcon peeled off to run interference. Logan hit him dead on, claws out, rage unleashed. Superman didn't even flinch. He grabbed Wolverine midair and hurled him into the upper stratosphere. No sound, just a streak of adamantium and blood, disappearing into the black. Tony struck next. The Red Sun armor hit harder than anything he'd ever built. Punch for punch, blast for blast. He forced Superman back for 3 seconds. Then the alloy cracked. Kal-El's eyes burned red. Enough. A solar pulse exploded from him like a shockwave, disabling Falcon's wings and melting through Zatanna's protective sigils. Tony was the last one standing, hovering, cracked, breathing heavy. "Is this what you call peace?" he shouted. Superman floated closer. "This is prevention. You paralyze a teenager. You lock up Hulk. You hijack Earth's grid. You call that prevention? I call it mercy." Tony's voice shook. "Then God help us when you stop being merciful." And then something strange happened. Superman backed off. He looked down at Earth, and he hesitated. Tony saw it, that flicker, that doubt, that human part of him still buried deep beneath the god. But it didn't last. Kal-El flew away, faster than sound, and the world felt colder. Back on Earth, the fallout was immediate. Falcon grounded, Zatanna in critical condition, Wolverine missing, and the files? They didn't get them. The network was a decoy, a trap. Superman knew Tony would come. He let him. He wanted him to. Stark sat alone in the tower. The skyline dim, the air still. And then the tower shook. An impact. Small, sharp. Something hit the rooftop. Tony ran. When he got there, a body lay motionless, clawed, bloody. Logan, barely breathing. In his hand, a piece of the satellite. Burned, damaged, but still holding. Tony dropped to his knees, scanned it. Encrypted files, dozens of them. One opened, and what he saw made him stop breathing. Superman had already mapped every powered individual on Earth. Every weakness, every location, even the ones hiding off-world. He wasn't protecting Earth. He was preemptively disabling resistance. There were names crossed off, already dealt with, others marked pending. Tony's was at the top, right above Diana, and the word next to both? Contain. He looked at Logan, who opened one eye, barely conscious. "Still think this is mercy?" Tony whispered. Logan spat blood. "No, this is war." They weren't hiding anymore. Not Stark. Not the names on that list. The ones labeled pending. The ones still breathing. Superman had crossed the line, and everyone knew it now. Wolverine was in recovery, but barely holding on. Half his skeleton fractured. Not from a bomb, not from a fall, from a single precision hit to the spine. Superman had done it with surgical cruelty. He hadn't meant to kill Logan. He meant to send a message. Tony had already decoded half the satellite files Logan recovered. They weren't plans. They were timelines. Superman had calculated the tipping point for every major superhuman on Earth. Who would submit? Who would resist? Who would break? He'd modeled it all. Dr. Fate, Wanda, Billy Batson, Jean Grey, Storm. Even Spider-Man, Stark saw it clearly. Kal wasn't reacting anymore. He was executing a design. A perfect world, with no surprises. No dissent. No free will. And the scariest part? He believed it was the only way. Tony sent a ping to the old network. The deep, buried one Nick Fury once ran. The last time it had been active, it nearly triggered World War III. This time, it wouldn't miss. The alert went out in less than 60 seconds. He's coming for us. One by one. Across the globe, buried agents and forgotten heroes began to resurface. Moon Knight in Cairo, Ghost Rider in Arizona, Raven in Nepal. None of them trusted each other. None of them cared. But they all read the same message. If we don't act now, we don't act again. But Cal was already moving. In Moscow, he found Zatanna's father. In Brazil, he neutralized Sunspot. In Atlantis, he paralyzed a Kraken to make a point. He didn't destroy cities. He didn't fight wars. He removed chess pieces, quietly, efficiently, permanently. And then came the unthinkable. He walked into the X-Mansion. No explosions, no drama, just Superman, standing in the middle of a courtyard, waiting. Jean Grey stepped forward. "You're not welcome here." "I won't ask twice," he said. "Then don't," Logan said, limping out with a metal brace on his back. Cal didn't move. "There are mutants in danger, and you're harboring them." "You mean the ones you marked for surveillance? For psychological assessment? For containment?" "I mean the ones who will destroy this world if they lose control." Jean's eyes glowed. "So we cage them before they lose control?" "I did," Cal replied. "Once. In another universe. And I failed. I'm not failing again." Logan charged him. Jean held him back. But Superman wasn't here to fight. He was here to recruit. "There's a storm coming," he said. "Multiversal rifts are beginning to tear again. Strange knows it. So does fate. If we're not united when they open." "You don't want unity," Logan growled. "You want obedience." Cal stared at him, then left. No threat. No heat vision. But 2 students went missing the next day. And the next time they were seen, they were wearing the crest of House L. 1 week later, Dr. Strange activated the Sanctum's final defense, an untraceable dimension shift protocol. He locked himself in an endless loop, wiping his presence from Superman surveillance. Wanda did the same. Even Batman vanished, using League tech to fake his own death. Superman called a press conference, broadcast to the planet. No teleprompter, no restraint. "Some of our heroes have chosen fear, have chosen chaos. I will not allow them to destroy this planet in the name of liberty. I don't want to fight them, but if I must, I will." Stark watched from a ruined shield safe house in Iceland, smoke swirling behind him, armor scratched, eyes bloodshot. He activated Project Phantom, a neural illusion array that could simulate a Kryptonian brain's own memories and trick it. But it had a flaw. It needed someone close to Cal, someone he trusted, someone who still had a key to his mind. And there was only one person left who fit that profile: Lois Lane. Tony didn't want to drag her into this, but she'd already made the choice herself. She showed up at the tower, without invitation, without fear. "You want him stopped," she said. "Then don't use me like a weapon. Let me talk to him." "He won't listen." "He'll listen to me once," she said. "That's all you'll get." Tony handed her a pendant. Phantom trigger. Silent. 1 activation. It would create a simulated tactical pause inside Cal's brain, tricking him into believing time had frozen for 3 seconds. It was enough to insert the red sun override. Just enough to drop him. She took it. She never asked what would happen after. The meeting happened in Vienna. Neutral ground. Cameras off. Just Cal. Lois. Silence. He landed softly, cape barely touching the floor. The room around him warped slightly from residual heat. "You're working with him," he said. "Not a question." "I'm here for you," Lois said. "That's all." "You think I'm the villain. I think you forgot why you became a hero." He turned away. "The people I've saved, the systems I've fixed, the wars I've ended, that's not enough for you. You're doing alone," she whispered. "Without love, without trust, without anyone left to say no to you." Cal stepped closer. "If you believe I've become a tyrant, do it." He pointed to her necklace. "I know what it does. I can hear the frequency." Lois froze, heart pounding. He smiled, but it didn't reach his eyes. "I could crush it. I could erase every trace of Stark's little trick." "But you didn't," she said. He looked at her. For a moment, just one, he looked human again. Then the ceiling shattered. Tony had launched early. He tracked the location. He didn't wait for confirmation. Red Sun missiles rained down. Cal turned, eyes flaring. Lois screamed. The blast engulfed the chamber. When the dust cleared, Superman stood, hurt, burned, but standing. Tony dropped in, repulsors glowing. You had a choice, Cal. You just lost it. Superman didn't respond. He charged. The blast crater smoked as Iron Man rose from the edge, his armor dented, systems screaming for recalibration. Across from him, Superman stepped out of the rubble, cape torn, hair singed, eyes still burning red. But not with rage, with clarity. He knew now, Tony wasn't trying to weaken him. He was trying to end him. Tony hovered, targeting locked. Don't make me prove I can do this. Superman didn't blink. You already have. He moved faster than Tony could process. The first punch cracked 2 layers of Red Sun armor. The second disabled thruster control. Tony crashed into the wall of the Vienna compound, coughing blood inside the helmet. Lois screamed his name, running between them. Cal stopped mid-strike. His eyes dimmed just for a second, long enough for Wonder Woman's lasso to wrap around his neck and slam him into the ground. The shockwave shattered the floor. Diana landed beside Tony. You took too long. Tony coughed. Had to be sure. Superman rose, eyes wild now. You tricked me. Diana yanked the lasso tighter. You've become what you feared, Cal. A tyrant in red. You think this stops me? It stops the part of you that forgot what it means to listen. Superman ripped free. The lasso glowed red, burned at the edges. It was laced with synthetic kryptonite, infused by Stark's nanotech. Diana's hand bled as she held on. He looked her in the eye. You planned this with him. I waited. I watched. I hoped you'd pull back. But now you've left me no choice. Cal's expression didn't change, but something inside him did. He flew. Not at her. Not at Tony. Up. He blasted into orbit, high enough to escape every earthbound signal, every satellite, every tracking system. And from the void of space, he looked down at the world he'd sworn to protect, now divided. The watchtower came online. It hovered like a phantom in low Earth orbit, once a beacon of justice, now an abandoned relic. Superman entered without warning. The systems tried to reject him. He vaporized them. In the core chamber, the AI flickered on. John Johns' recorded voice played back. If you're hearing this, Kal-El, then you're no longer the man I trusted. He ignored it. He pulled open the vault doors. Inside, Phantom Zone Tech, alien bindings, a failsafe never meant to be used. He activated all of it. On Earth, Tony got the alert seconds before the sky changed. The clouds shimmered violet. Air pressure dropped. The moon pulsed. He knew what was happening. Superman was opening the Phantom Gate, not to banish someone, to fuse it with Earth's atmosphere, to use it as a permanent deterrent. A warning, try to resist, and this entire planet becomes a prison. Tony screamed into the comms. He's weaponizing the planet. He's turning Earth into a threat detector. If you breathe wrong, the zone will pull you under. Diana turned to him. Then we have to stop him before he finishes. But they weren't fast enough. The first pulse hit Central City. The flash went silent. Then Atlantis. Mara's last transmission, static. Then Genosha, all gone. Not dead, displaced, trapped in an invisible nightmare. Stark didn't wait. He triggered the last card. Project Lazarus. A signal sent through time, not to the future, to the past. And only one person could answer it. Bruce Wayne. He appeared 12 hours later, stepping out of a cloaked portal in the ruins of Avengers compound. His suit was different, black on black, void tech woven into the cape. His face older, his eyes colder. You broke him, Batman said. He broke himself, Tony replied. I just held the mirror. Bruce dropped a chip on the table. The virus in here will disable every Kryptonian protocol. Neural, molecular, genetic. Tony stared. Where did you even get this? From a timeline that no longer exists. One where we didn't stop him. Diana stepped forward. You're saying this is our only shot? Bruce nodded. I'm saying, if we miss, we don't get another one. They didn't wait. The three of them, Stark, Diana, and Bruce, launched together, toward the watchtower, toward Cal. But he was ready. He stood inside a chamber of pure phantom light, arms raised, absorbing dimensional energy into his cells. He'd become more than Kryptonian now. He was the gatekeeper. He turned when they entered. Of course it's the three of you. You still have a choice, Bruce said. No, I don't, Cal replied. Not since you failed to stop me 10 years ago. Tony froze. What? Cal's voice deepened. I've seen the loops, the timelines. Every time I hesitate, someone else dies. This time, I don't hesitate. This time, I make sure none of you can stop me. Diana reached for her lasso. Cal shattered the floor beneath them. Gravity twisted. Time fractured. They were inside the phantom breach now. No up, no down, just pressure. Silence. Cal flew. Diana met him midair, blade drawn. Sparks flew. Tony circled with repulsors, landing shots into Cal's back. Bruce activated the chip. A pulse fired through the room. Cal screamed. His powers shorted. Vision blurred. Body staggered. Diana grabbed him. Cal, please. He looked into her eyes. Tears welled, then faded. He whispered, I'm sorry, and detonated the core. The watchtower shattered like glass in the sky. A dome of light burst outward. Phantom energy screaming into the atmosphere. Earth shook. The breach had gone critical. Tony's HUD flickered. We lost containment. Diana held Cal's body midair, barely conscious, skin pulsing with dimensional static. He detonated the core, but not to kill us. Batman's voice crackled through the comms. He collapsed the bridge between the zone and Earth. Shut it forever. But the blast, it's pulling him in with it. Below, the rift spiraled into a burning vortex. Debris, light, sound, all funneled downward. Cal floated, limp, arms spread, eyes open, but calm. Tony hovered next to him. You knew what this would cost. Superman's voice was barely a whisper. The world's not ready for gods. It never was. Then why push it this far? Cal looked at him. Because I couldn't afford hope. Diana touched his hand. You could have come back. I had to go first. He smiled. For real. For the first time in years. Then he let go. The phantom zone yanked him down in a final flash of blinding silence. And just like that, he was gone. The rift sealed. The sky returned. And Earth was quiet. For the first time in weeks, no alarms. No satellites blinking red. No broadcasts. Just wind. Later, the world would call it the Ascension. Some said Superman sacrificed himself to save reality. Others called him a tyrant undone by his own plan. No one agreed, but no one forgot. Statues came down. Memorials went up. The files Stark leaked revealed the truth. Every protocol, every surveillance, every name. There were protests. Governments fell. Trust was fractured. But freedom returned. Tony sat alone in the ruins of Avengers compound, watching the sunset with a last piece of Cal's cape folded in his hand. Bruce stood beside him. You think he's still alive? Tony asked. Bruce didn't answer. He just stared at the sky. Somewhere far away, in a place with no time, Superman drifted through white silence. No pain, no duty, just peace. He closed his eyes and whispered one word. Lois.